Good morning, folks. It's 10:13 a.m. on the 8th month, 15th day, 2025. We're looking here at the totals for the upcoming period through the end of the month, pretty much. You got the wets are coming, and a couple areas are going to come in pretty quick batches. I'm just checking the volumes of my microphone here. This should help things out a bit. Yeah, I've had an attack on the computer, pretty much wipe out the ability for that other microphone to maintain its volume. So I'm just using the default of the machine. So the most important one for local right now is this area to here. As you can see, that coastal inundations that I was mentioning as passable are going to become a bit of a reality as we get into this period coming here. It's just not quite enough coming. So I did show you guys a graph of what to expect that's common, and so I'll show it to you. And so I have a lot of data that I've actually screenshotted in case so it might be this one here. Now this is the map. I'll have that up for later when I go over the EMF. Would be probably this one here. That's one of your fires. Look at the grid pattern on this, by the way. The lineup of some of these fires with fires that are hundreds of miles away in straight lines are just becoming undeniable to me, but I don't really want to go into that today. I'm looking for the totals. Here we go. Because they've changed them on me since when I started loading these at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, that was a long time ago. It's about 6 hours to get this running today. So over this period of time coming between Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, I'm looking at my time. Give me a minute to calculate this. Between about 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday and through the afternoon on Thursday, I'm expecting some really heavy falls through a section that, what's my fingers doing here, where that cold pocket is there. Right, some of these are going to be important graphics. I'm sorry, pull that back up. And so it was set up, and there's a reason I say this, is because of the beams that have come out down the coast that left the corridor, that only its flow can occur because of it. We had a big beam come down the coast, we have an arc beam this way, and it created a couple flow channels. It's going to make the wetnesses happen in a few key spots. And circling these was easy. And after about a week from now, you'll start to get a backflow is going to come through here. But this is a fair immediate future of this picture here that I put up now. And of course, they love to change the stats, but I like to keep an eye on what's going on. And so let's go through what they say. Oh, here's another graphic of that one. And so let's just show you these scenarios that are common to make your traffic home from these capital areas and places a bit more difficult this weekend as we go through things. So let's watch some of the mountain areas. Let's protect the Vax bus, and it is about out and about around places. So I do invite you to go meet and talk with some of these people and inform your consent. Yes, and I know they might call me a radical for even suggesting that, and well, I would tell you, in times where radical things are being imposed upon us, and radical solutions must be proposed. Especially in the face of indecent forced proposals. Ooh, like geoengineering, for instance. I was reading about Hegel's dialectic today and going over a few things. Well, this just rolls. Watch where your house is. Right, and I'll show you some of the big poles. Right, and the things I was thinking about, there's a whole lot of things out there asking for the same thing. They're asking for you to know what you're doing and to know, like, carbon-wise, or are you the pervert, are you funding a terrorist, or, faster airport check-ins that are asking you for digital ID and for you to check who you are. Yeah, let's immigration control. They definitely need ID system to see who's allowed there. They're proposing it here, they're proposing it in U.S., and they're proposing it in Oz. So as you march across that Sydney Bridge, remember what you're asking for. It might not be what's asked for. Yeah, like marching across here for climate change with the school strikes. I'm going to move this along a little faster. As that logos across New South Wales, finally, right? In the smackaroo for New Zealand Wammers. Yeah, it's just such a silliness. And then when you guys asked for the Paris Agreement, that's what Greta and them were asking for. And I'm going to think, oh, they're funding terrorists, so we got to get rid of cash. They're at each other. We got to be able to monitor all the spending. And as China's going for a full test run of the digital yuan, well, I start thinking about the electronic dog, the e-dog, the Doge. And then it occurred to me, isn't dog backwards God? Do we have an electronic God? Is the devil a machine? Is 666 an address where there's a D-Wave computer called Lucille Cipher, a.k.a. Lucifer, on Madison Avenue, New York, number 666? Do we know the number of the beast already, supposedly? Have I just told you something that might need consideration? No man will know the time, but a machine will. Ooh, look at that big tendril going across New South Wales there as all that flow from a super duper a 1036 high cruising across North New Zealand. Boy, is that going to whip some cold air up from the south down here. Yeah, all down here, all that winter stuff's coming up to give you guys some real crisp air. Yes, your testiculations, your chesticles are going to get hard. Everybody got chesticles? Chesticles. Look at that streamers coming in there. Can you say surf is fucking up on Thursday and Wednesday night? If you can't say it, I just did. Ain't nothing like you had last time. It's going to be an event. That will be a good time to, again, get some more practice in. A 5-second run, maybe. Yeah, the coast is going to see a whammo there coming through Thursday and Wednesday. Watch this. Yeah, they're coming for this area like the Wickerson Brothers. The Wickerson Brothers spray in your skies. If we spray too much, things will die. My tomatoes died. Yeah, you see that big wetness is coming through there for a bit, Penrith? Because you're a pass over there. Mountain passes get the gases. Remember that. You want to see some gases pass? Oh my goodness, did they pass some gas on you guys today down here? Oh my, oh my. Yep, look at this. Preceding the rains. Are they wagging the dog right here? Look at the big hazed out square here. Inside this area here. Junie and Cooliman. The voodoo man over Cooliman. Chris Cross make you jump yet? Look at these chembrams in our skies. Yep. What's this song? Can I get away with it? Everybody get away with this a minute? In the background? Have you seen this yet? Sing about kids' private parts? This is supposed to be publicly available information. They're gonna play this in a second.
Ollie, she's all about the safe, building confidence and self-esteem. Let's learn together.
Let's make kids sexually aware of themselves very young. Sorry if you can't hear this too good. You gotta look at this site. I can't play the whole song. It's just not gonna let me. Oh, this is it.
My private parts. Nobody can see, nobody.
Rainbow in the background. Zeke Heil hands. Police will come. That's it. You should tell, but to make kids too aware of stuff like that. But you know what? When I look at the sky, I see, these are Earth's private parts. These are her public hairs are the trees. And well, look what they're doing to our private parts here. Isn't it horrendous? Is this even working? You're very welcome. So I'm going to keep rolling through some of this, but it's stuck on my head this morning. I can't get it out, that song even, right? But the chem that sets these events up for Thursday, it hasn't been sprayed yet. It's just the ones from this weekend that you're copping now. Adelaide and Sedona and that coastline area. So let's just go through what you can expect down this way. I got to get Tassie on the screen. And we'll bring you in New Zealand. We'll go through a general run through of all the yip, hi, hi. Like I said, I hope the sound's working all right, but that microphone, something's up. It ain't been dropped, it ain't been twatted, so I don't understand. Here we go! You ready for it, Adelaide? It's going to get windy and gusty along the coastlines, but, further inland, the EMF ain't going to let this go too far inland. It's going to skirt it right along the mountain line there and give a bit of wetness to Smelburne down there and some of these lines through here. And then it's going to truck right through here. And pretty much like that corridor of that map that I drew. It's going to show you these EMF, as I got that on a different screen here. And I want you to roll through this because it's kind of important. And you got people camping out here, down that Mildora through Broken Hill area and all this through here. This is your weekend coming to an end. So when you go to put your tents up, it's going to be mighty wet. You might want to consider not being in a low-lying area because some of these things that come through are going a bit of a belt and of water might come down in about 15 minutes or so. Some of these things can deliver you a quarter of a centimeter of water, while it passes. And when that's coming down a hillside, it's going to add up at the bottoms, isn't it? Flash flooding, for people that don't think about that. Well, the people that don't think, or if they take a drink. Me growing up, I was always worried about quicksand. All the movies I had, they were stepping in quicksand. But you guys, my God, they making you worry about the globe burning up while you're breathing it. When I was growing up, they said we was all going to be in the middle of an ice age by now. They went the opposite. The stats said different. The stats says there's not enough stats to tell what the Earth does, so try to even stop thinking about it. Billions of year old thing you're going to tell me by monitoring for 100 years what its average temperature is? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. See that tendril coming in here? That's going to take a big beam to do. And so about the 18th, I'm expecting a really big EMF deployment to shut this down. Probably all the way across to here. Because they're going to want to grab the top of a storm. You don't quite see it. It's over here on this part of the map. They got to feed that and pin that south. And so the pin that south is going to take an EMF line. So I'll be watching for Newcastle to doing that. It's not going to be just done with Nexrad. They're going to need some of the Jorn Jubilee, radar network to react to that. And this is when the wetnesses are coming to the Brisbane and Queensland back there. As it came in the back door, so I'm going to zip back a couple bits for you. It's coming sudden. It's just a mixing of the airs and the hot temperatures that are going to occur up there feeding this way towards the east from the west. And it's really going to give you guys a belting. And that's going to be before the weekend of the grand protestations. Yes. Which should leave a fairly nice weekend for no one coming on the 23rd. Yeah, this is just going to be a belter, but you'll have some decent waves out there and all, but it's going to dump a fucking shed load on you during that period. And then at the same time, marching back across, batch number 2, coming across from the Victoria pipeline, and it's done with the EMF, which I'll show you moving. And I got all that loaded. I might as well, if this is working, I'll be working. But if my phone rings from an interview, you're going to hear me stop. I'm waiting to hear from somebody. You see how each one of them's in a little circle? Ain't it funny how there's a radar around each one of them circle? Are they planning on making a beam to drop condensates there in overnight hours of the 24th? Yeah, the 3 or 4 in the morning? That's what that's telling me. Yeah, they'll learn how to read their weather plan. No, they're planning on beaming it there. I should just stop there, but we just might as well roll. It's the wet, have it dry, have a wet, have it dry, have a wet, have it dry, have some cold, hey, and have an unnaturally big high pressure system over your asses. New Zealand, hi, it's your turn now. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Shall we go today? Why fucking not? Boy, are you guys about to get a big smack. That looked real dramatic suddenly, didn't it? As the data disappeared. Will New Zealand allow their forecast to be seen? Will New Zealand use their radar for themselves at least to give a forecast? Will the Penis Insula get wet? Yeah, well, as a low descends upon the Penis Insula, bringing warm tropical airs down on top of you to meet these cold airs that's going to be brought up towards you. And that's when it's going to get volatile. This is a concern. And this is like all through the weekend. Yeah, you'll be doing spots in your spot. If the power stays in. And the low goes over and expect the winds to kick around from the backside, and that's when the cold air is going to come up just in time for this to come over from Oz, and that's when it's going to kick off. It's a big kickoff. It has to happen. And if they ain't even forecasting that, I can tell you it has to. And again, that's why they've used the beam to shut these down from here to here. Oh, hello, beautiful, beautiful gesticulated mountain. A chesticle out of the water. It was a really big mermaid. It was that monster, the thing. Yeah, it was his missus. Oh, a little bit of snowy action coming over there. Kaikoura, the passes, over through Tuesday night, Monday late in the afternoon. Gonna get windy, gonna get snowy, gonna be having a blowy. Well, you know where the chemtrail bombs go, the wind often blows. So does the weather. I gotta say, let me move that hand out of the way. Zoom it back up. You know where you live on that island. I think it looked like a pork chop bone. Yeah, they've been well chewed up and they're coming for the bone now. Skull and bones coming for the pork chop bone, coming for the pork chop bone. These are Earth's private parts, private parts, private parts. These are Earth's private parts. Stop spraying her like a bog. Oh! Now let's go look at your cabinet setting this up. Well, looking mighty nice over here during that moment. So let's see what happened here during these moments. Taking the moment. Oh, big streamers of chem descending upon a penis insula, bombs headed towards the sphincter over here. The asphyxiation of Auckland is on with a carpet bombing coming your way. Compliments of... We all deserve an honest answer, but it's well spelled out with the fun. And look at that straight line of EMF coming across here now. From this spot right here. That EMF blast coming here, pinning that. We got one coming across this side, making a haze way back in the clouds. You got a ship. Textbook. You got a secondary ship here just pumping up water and EMF. Look. See the bzzz, bzzz, bzzz. Ain't no fucking gravity wave. You telling me that you always facing the fucking sun every time it kicks off? You want to buy the Sydney Opera House? Or or maybe some, I don't know, plaster for the big tower in Auckland. It's got the cracks in it. Really? Look at all that. Look at all that. That was at 5:50 a.m. my time. That was 4.5 hours ago. This crap off the coast of Tasmania here. But the arrow is pointing. See a straight line, see the points? See how many directions of the wind? Is it its own hashtag? How much more of Earth take before we've hit a point of so many metals in the air that a microwave hits it and causes a fire in the atmosphere itself? Hey, I know some scary things that are possible with nanoparticles. If it races across the ground that fast, if a fog of that fell down over your campfire, you'd be gone. You ever see a silo go up full of flour? Well, these particles are smaller than that, and they're metals. And getting darker because the sun went down. So you have to switch images. And well, you just this big mess of crap over the Coral Sea. This acid bleaching things? No. It dissolves them. It dissolves reefs. Like a natural formation of clouds in a stop sign looking thing. Or a chem bomb formation out here. Like that's a natural cloud formation there. This beautiful, beautiful reef. Who are you, the guardian of this planet? Act like it. How many of these straight lines could I link together? Like random fires from here to here. You know, any of these lining up? With 2 or 3 of them? Let's look. How about from here? Are you lining up? Yeah, I'd say those 3 are. And I could continue this line. Some of these are making like highway lines. I went out west today out here, and I was absolutely flabbergasted. Absolutely flabbergasted at this particular area out here. These are our precious parks going up in flames. Look at the distances of these fires. Look. Let's see if we can get a few of these. Now they're like lining up like roads. Like they're making a road. Some of these go vast distances. Look at these angles are obviously the same. Trying to get something to line up here. Yeah, but that it looks innocent enough. I get it closer to it. Look, 37 kilometers apart. But yet, see the line. Ain't exact. I'm gonna move that ray over a bit, but some of these ones I'm seeing are in such grids. I was absolutely appalled. Not just the York Peninsula, but when you get over here, proper into these parks. Look at this. I did this one already, so it should load fairly fast. Let's see if I can get this mesh to move a little slower. Look, you should see these things are lining up, folks. I showed you your weather. This, I find this has to get out. You have to notice. You have to notice this. You got to. How do you not notice this lining ups? How do you not notice these lines? Coming through all these fires. All of them. Every fucking one of them. It's breaking my heart thinking about an animal in the center of a square here dying. Dying. Because it got nowhere to get out. We cried over Bambi. This isn't an obvious straight line. It's like they're clearing a road in advance. Where does this one connect to? That, and then that. Shoot Shoot Charlie was an engineer. Where do these connect? We're going to connect these debts of these rail lines. We're going to connect that arson is a bunch of arseholes stealing your land. You want to see yesterday? Any of them lining up with yesterday? This is how I'm doing it. Right on the edge of those. Look at these grids out west here. These are Earth's precious parks, precious parks, precious parks. These are Earth's precious parks. And they're burning them up. Early in the morning. Look at these. These are our heritage. We're the guardians of this planet. Don't you tell me hikers are doing this. Don't you tell me hikers are that fucking accurate with their campfires. Don't you blow smoke up my fucking ass or piss down my back and tell me it's raining. Look at the size of these. Look at the trapezoid you can make. Look at the geometry. Look at it. This is a farce. Being burned on purpose. Burned on purpose. It was yesterday. This is today. And that smoke showed up on Worldview is why I had to have a look at it on Worldview. Yesterday it was bad. Day before, just as bad in that area. Just the same thing. How many of these exact trapezoids? If you math person can go, my gosh, that's awful coincidental. Or is it a land grab? Something's burning you out. Something doesn't want you in the woods in Canada while they're being burned out, and they are. I've been watching. Someone don't want you out here while they're burning you up. They don't. Look at this fire out here. We got no date on that one. Today's not much will be showing out here yet, because that's the light ain't there. But the world is easily burned out with lasers. It's easily burned out with programmable drones. Even something like the Terminator dog. That's one of my favorites. Yeah. It's a flamethrower on a drone. And as I zoom back into this out here, and you look at again these trapezoids with the same distances as the ones, and the distance from here to here repeating itself all over Australia, not just one state. I'm telling you, it's a state of insanity going on. Fuck a revolution. It's time to quit revolving back around. I can't look at Worldview another moment. I can't, not another moment. And this is a big beam here that came and shut down your coast, and it was rather large. Actually, you know, I'm so upset. I just can't. Let me go back to just a basic. I find this very upsetting. This is my world, man. Don't tell me why do I care about Australia or why do I care about this. It don't matter where you live. It matters how the fuck you live. And it matters if you care. If I go to some of the accumulations on the 10s, they're very high. As I said, 2 batches of shit. Here, then there. And it's that's a big wet period for this coastline. Coming between the afternoon hours, probably, this will be right around 9 o'clock in the morning on Thursday through, let's take you through Monday night. Yeah, through Monday night. This will put you right on Monday morning at about 2 a.m. You got a lot of water coming your way to a lot of areas that don't need it coming this fast. So, will we prepare? Yes. Is this a worst case scenario? Yes. And would I do anything less than fully inform you? No. That's the way it is. That's how it's going to be. New Zealand, your bigger bet is this is not an accurate total. This is a little bit low for over the next 5 days. So I'm expecting about at least 10 centimeters on net. But it's what's common that you never know about. And it's what's in this fell wind every day that we deserve an honest answer for. And it needs to stop. It needs to just absolutely just cease and desist all deployments of any chemical catalyst to send any sunlight out into space until the data for years of it happening can be fully analyzed, honest and openly. So this is your report. This is what they did to us today. This is geoengineering. Big love. Stay safe.